Can we do it?
Welcome, everyone. We're live from the Bedrock Streaming booth for the Media Brew, again from IBC 2025. I'm excited to have friends over, colleagues, to talk about coffee and media and entertainment. And so with me today, we have Sylviane Lecomte. She's Director of Product at Bedrock Streaming. Welcome, Sylviane.
Thank you for having me.
So, I'm sure you've been all over the place, back-to-back meetings, so that's not the easiest question. But out of all of the things you've done these last few days, what have you learned so far?
What I've learned so far is really a rise in how we're going to be able to handle quality with AI. That was my surprise. Not that we don't expect AI to be there, but I think it's really going to level up the field of how we can bring and increase the quality of experiences for user, how we detect and how we solve those problems. So that was my great learning.
Yeah, that's awesome because it's a bit of a buzzword, right? We hear about AI day in, day out, but at the end of the day, you need it to solve specific problems that your clients have. I love that. And so have you seen anything in action, meaning a demo, a session that you really love so far?
Yes, the one that struck out for me was Google TV. So we know that TVs are great. TVs are a big device, important for audiences. And it was a sneak peek of what we can expect in 2026 in terms of experiences. And we see how personalization is coming all the way to the device and how we're going to connect with the streaming applications for the user. But it was really insightful to see this coming with Google TV.
And so what does that look like if you're allowed to share in reality? Does that mean that, anyone who's watching will be having a different experience? That's what you mean by personalization. But what does that entail? What is different essentially on the home screen and the experience?
There, what appeared is the assistant. It's Gemini coming into the TV. And the ability to interact with it, to keep the context of the conversation when you're expressing, okay, this is what I'm looking for, and refining on that, whether in terms of time, in terms of preferred streaming apps, preferred streaming content. So it's really how they have treated that experience that was interesting. The vocal and the whole context and evolution on the TV screen that has lots of, real estate. So really impressive.
Yeah, because as a product executive, what I've heard, right, from most people is that voice has never really taken up. So do you think that this is the next generation of that, voice interaction with your TV, thanks to, Gen AI, and we're talking about Google, so it's Gemini that's in it. But I've spoken with others who are looking at ChatGPT and others.
Yes, because voice enables you to provide so much more context, to be so much more precise. We tend to be concise in the written form, and we can say so much more information, helping then get better results. So that's really where I think voice is taking it to the next level. And then the magic of context creates something that is very interactive, where you can refine. Oh, by the way, that's not exactly what I meant. Oh, more quirky. So that was really that's really where voice is bringing us.
So no more typing endlessly to get the wrong results. I love that because, one of the key challenges we're seeing in this industry is content discovery. So I love that new avenue. Thank you for sharing that. So after a few days here, any hot take, about our industry, the direction of travel?
The annoying problem remains. It's fragmentation. So we're still struggling, especially when we have to find users where they are, which means various applications, various ecosystems, various technologies. And this is really, I think, for us still a burden in the sense that we could go much faster in meeting those needs if we had less fragmentation to address. So I would say that's really something we need as an industry to see how can we solve this, even if obviously everybody's trying to find also an angle to serve their users better, which brings all these different options. But ultimately, this is a struggle for the user. And even if you look at it from an applications perspective, that's another challenge because all those brands are loved brands. But ultimately, the user has to switch between all this, and we'll need to find a way of how we solve that.
Okay, so one question for you is, what is your company doing that is, changing the industry in a way that you haven't seen anyone else do that?
What we're trying to do really is to have this consolidation proposition where the fight is not so much about replicating these technologies and all these skills that ultimately are the, let's say, the ground or the baseline, but really help them focus on what is the different proposition in terms of content, in terms of local stories. And so what we do is we support this consolidation of tech by enabling them really to focus on the differentiation in the content and the global strategy.
Yeah, I love that. I think, as you know, I'm very fond of anything, you know, relating to Europe. And what I've noticed, and especially you know that I hate fragmentation, and I'm a big supporter of collaboration and partnership. And what I like is that you are in the background operating to build that vehicle from a tech perspective. So, Sylviane, awesome having you here. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of IBC.
Thank you.
Cheers. So, Sylviane, how do you like your coffee?
With oat milk.
Okay, let's go get one.